And we're here. We talk weeklies after the talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We talk weeklies after the talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful.
Florence Sizzle.
And we are definitely in the building today. We waiting for Classy Lady Sparkle to come back. She actually went to go pick up one of our guests, so we super excited about all of our guests tonight because that's my favorite segment of the show, right? The guests, because we have people with whom we have a tremendous amount of respect for, so we super excited about that. So as we go into that, why don't we start with Classy Lady? How was your day? How was your day, Classy Lady?
It was a good day.
No doubt.
I can't complain. I mean, it was raining really bad today, and then the sun came out. So,
Yeah.
and guess what today is?
What's the day?
What's
Today
today?
is today is 420. Y'all know what 420 represent?
I
Murder.
go ahead.
420 is the National Weed Day,
Uh,
I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
what was you going to say?
What was you gonna say, Sizzle?
I was going to, well, I heard somebody saying the number 420. So I was like, and it meant something, but
Yeah. So
I couldn't.
420 is like marijuana slash cannabis day.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
All right,
So
well, I give a
yeah.
round of applause for that, no doubt.
So Snoop, Wiz Khalifa, all of the people that's known for, sparking up. Yeah, it's like a huge day today. So
No doubt, no doubt. What about you, Sizzle? How was your day?
Oh, you don't want to know how my day was.
give us the
So
brief one. Go ahead, let us know.
so just a little summary. I ended up at the urgent care with my son, right? So we're in there for usually urgent care. You're in and out maybe like an hour, hour and a half. We were in there for like 3 hours,
Mm,
and my son was the last one that went to the back.
Right.
So they closed at 5 o'clock, and I'm sitting in the back in the corner, and all of a sudden, the two front desk receptionists or whatever they were erupted into this conversation about Republican versus Democrat
Oh
and Trump
God,
and running the,
here we
and I'm
go.
sitting in the corner and I'm like, I know they know I'm over here. And they were just so loud. And well, the one lady was loud. She was kind of the ringleader, and she's like talking about how Trump is better to run the country, and then her niece or something like that was raised Republican, but as she's in school and getting ready to graduate from high school, but she's developing these democratic ideologies and ideas and things that she wants to do. So it's offensive apparently to the family.
mm.
So as she's in this long
Hold on,
rant, I'm
real quick. Is she of the Caucasian persuasion?
yes.
Oh, okay, there you go. All right, I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page. Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, long story short, she doesn't know I'm over there. And then she's complaining this whole time, this whole rant, and she's a single parent and she doesn't get any help, but she sees people coming in there that they have their hair and nails done and expensive phones and all this stuff. And then my son comes out the back, and then he's like, "All right, mom, let's go." So we're walking out, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were over there." I didn't even turn to look at her because she said some other things, and she was talking about the patients too. And I was waiting for her to mention something about my son so I could come across that counter.
Mm,
I was
mm.
gonna leave out of their handcuffs, but it was that was my day. I'm still trying to woo side from it, but yeah, that was my day. That
But
was
when
my
she
day.
said something, she already knew she done messed up. Cause you said
Yeah,
you
she
ain't
was.
turn around.
I didn't even. We were walking out the door, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were over there." I didn't turn to look at her because I it wouldn't have been pretty. So I said, "Let me just keep on walking and leave out." But it was just it
Mm-hmm.
really had me thinking about how divisive the former president has this country, and it's a shame that it's really breaking up families. Because she was saying, like, does she mind talking about her niece? Like, does she expect us to support her as a family because she's, I guess, trying to be Democrat? Like,
Interesting. Interesting.
Come on.
You know, I mean, I guess we can't be biased here, but I can,
Regardless
yeah,
of
not
what
true.
you are, like,
Yeah. See, so I would say that I know that is certain ideals that I wouldn't vote for, right? And Trump don't necessarily align with those like the ideals that I would vote for, right? However, that said, when we talk about the decisions that Biden has been making, they don't necessarily align with the ideals that I would necessarily support either. And so when I think of people fragmenting the nation, at this point he's doing that. You know, he's taking some stances that are very unpopular to a large group of people, especially when we talk about push for peace, not war, right? And so that's a narrative that I will always stand on: push for peace, not war, and killing babies. And so we had to find a way where, but I'll say all that. Okay, but I will say that I think that he's starting to come around and like, yo, what's going on here? We're gonna have to pivot a little bit.
Who's coming around?
Biden,
yeah.
Biden.
yeah, I think he's coming around a little bit and saying, you know, something ain't right. We need to fix this. So I would highly encourage him to continue that effort of saving people.
I
And I'll
feel
leave it right
like
there.
Yeah.
I feel like they're molding somebody who's going to come up for the election that we ain't heard of, that
Yeah, how
they're
about that?
molding, and they're going to insert that person right in.
Interesting,
That's what I
yeah.
believe
Oh, that's
in.
it. All right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's
I
like
just, I,
Obama. That's how I feel like Obama was.
hmm I just think at the end of the day, we have our families, we have our friends, and all that aside from politics. But it's like when it interferes with your family life, and like you're going to cut the family member off
Hmm.
because of their political preferences and what party when they want to register with. It's
Honestly,
just, it's just come
politics
on.
politics used to be religion, remember?
Yes.
So like church and state. So I believe it. I
Well, it was
believe
a
that.
Hmm.
separation of church and state.
But they used to look at it as religion.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two things that you can never get into a conversation or
Oh,
debate with.
religion. Yeah. You got
Yes.
that right. Religion and politics. And now
Hmm.
relationships.
That too.
Women's
That's yeah,
rights.
that jumped on the plate too. And so no doubt, no doubt. Okay, okay, no doubt. So we going into sizzle. We jumping into sizzle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spark didn't even get to talk about her day, did she?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
talked about
C
her
ain't
She said,
talked
day.
oh,
about his.
see, yeah.
Look, I'm always working. I'm working hard. I guess I could say that our website is back up for Project Steam. So you get a chance, go to projectsteam.tv. Projectsteam.tv. We're doing some stuff as it relates to these kids and STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. However, what we do when we talk, we insert that A to make it STEAM because we are the arts, right? And so that's what makes them sexy. Underscoring media literacy because that's very important, and that's what we try our best to make sure that we understand the visuals, what we're seeing, what we are interpreting, the information that we're getting, and making sure that we interpret it the correct way, not being led to interpret it a certain type of way. So yeah. So shout out to Project Steam TV, project to all of those who are into STEAM, and the youth. The youth are our future, and we're trying to get them competitive for a global economy, and that's what Project STEAM is, and we're excited about that. And outside of that, of course, we talk weekly. We doing what we do. So, I think this is a good time to really say for those who will be watching, we need your support. We always need your support. We'll do this a couple times, but if you're watching, why don't you dig a little bit? Cash App, $ We Talk Weekly. We take anything. Send us a little something, a little something, a little something. And we really appreciate it because this is how we continue to do the job that we do. We don't get paid to do what we do. We do this out of the blood, sweat, and tears because we want to make sure that you guys are receiving the information, that you're getting an unbiased opinion, that we are reporting the facts and you make your own decision. But the goal is make your decision based on how we can make or how we can resolve what those issues are. This is solutions based. And so as journalists here, this is what we try to do. And so without further ado, now I'll throw it back to you, Sizzle. You ready? You ready for me?
No.
All right, so you want to go to, you ready for me?
I'm
Spark?
ready.
All right, so we're going to do good news and bad news. So don't go nowhere. When we come back, we got good news and bad news. We got an interview, and then we go into the sizzle. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back, y'all. Holla.
What's going on, you guys? This is Bridget Kelly, and you are locked into We Talk Weekly.
Weeklies after the talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We talk weeklies after the talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful.
Orange Sizzle.
And the beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
What's up? One more again.
Classy Lady
There
Sparkle.
she go. There she go. There she go. And so you ready for me?
I'm ready.
All right.
Always.
All right, there you go.
Yep.
She's always ready. All right, give it to me early.
All right, got some good news and some bad news. This is a very heart-wrenching story. This is about 19-year-old Sade Robinson of Milwaukee, who didn't appear for her shift at the Pizza Shuttle where she works. Setting off a chain of events that would grip the city on April 2nd, her coworkers who loved Robinson's outgoing nature knew that something was off. Robinson disappeared after she had a planned date with a Maxwell Anderson, who's 33, on April 1st. Anderson now stands accused of first-degree murder, first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating Robinson's corpse, and arson. The evening prior, Robinson was filled with excitement, so she texted Anderson about their seafood dinner meetup at the restaurant. Tragically, her excitement was cruelly cut short. Following her disappearance, it was revealed that her burnt car and dismembered remains were scattered across Warmont Park. The identification of her outfit in the burnt car and the tracing of her phone's movements on the night of her disappearance, along with the timeline of events, is what contributed to Anderson's arrest and the charges against him. Robinson attended Milwaukee area technical college, and she was going to pursue a career in criminal justice.
Unbelievable.
This is when you tell your daughters, and I'm just saying in general, but speaking specifically of a young lady who went on a date with a guy, you can't trust everybody. You can't trust everybody. You have to vet people. You got to let loved ones know where you're going. Like if you got to take pictures of license plates, people's faces, hey, I'm not home at a certain hour. That's the times we live in.
Yeah.
That's the times we live in. There was, I won't say speculation, but there was conversation about her being a young black woman and him being a Caucasian man, a white man, and how this hasn't hit mainstream media. They're not really talking about, racial disparities with this, but they are saying that if this was a white woman that this happened to, that mainstream media would be on it
Of course.
a lot quicker and bigger.
Of course.
Have you guys heard about this before I mentioned it?
Yeah. They call it the Becky effect. No, but I haven't heard from it at all. I mean, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Go ahead, sis.
I actually, I do my binge watching YouTube videos, and this popped up, and I was like, first I was thinking it was old because of course I had not heard anything about it, and I'm like, I listened to the news, their local news, they're reporting on it, and I'm like, why isn't exactly what you said, Spark? Like, why isn't this story bigger than what it was? And it was just like, it was troubling to me. And I thought the same thing too about it. It just was so many different things going through my mind. Like this was the first date, right? And she went out with him, and first of all, first date, I'm not going to anyone's house.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to anyone's house. And then they were talking about, I guess there apparently was another woman that was interviewed and said that she was brought back to his house. And he was showing her around the house. The house was kind of looked a mess because he was supposed to be fixing it up. And then he asked her if she wanted to go down to the basement. And she was like, oh, no, I'll stay out of there. And he was like, yeah, the basement is kind of scary. So that, I guess,
God.
apparently that woman
And-
wasn't on.
And speaking about the basement, Sizzle, you're absolutely right. They said he had like a sex dungeon down there, like all of these crazy sex things in his dungeon. Did you hear that part?
Yes. Yes. I was so upset. And I'm like, I mean, of course, they don't say anything about what happened with her when she went there because, you know,
Right.
it just was, I don't know, it's a horrible story. And I'm just, even, it was another thing too. They were talking about the family was doing like its own search party because they couldn't afford, I guess, for a regular search party. So it was a few people that they had gathered to search, and they weren't educated on how to search for a body or whatever. It just was, I don't know. It's getting me upset. So
Yeah.
just go ahead with the story.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I say, like, we need to teach that self-defense situation. One, self-defense, but there needs to be some life skills as it relates to things to do and not to do, as it relates to meeting new people and making sure that you have an exit plan, making sure you have somebody on speed dial, making sure that you even have something along with you that, you know.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, protection.
Yeah, some type of protection, you know. And we got a guest today that we'll probably get into a little bit of that, some self-defense stuff. But I think that, you know, ladies, be careful with new people. New people, not the fact that he's a white guy, though. I mean, but, you know, I mean, that's a little bit of it. But it's being...
Anatomically, he's stronger.
Yes.
So
people, period.
yeah.
Like, just be safe. Be safe out there. Let people know where you are. Even if you just feel like you just, you know, this person is nice. Just be like, yo, I'm with X, Y, and Z. If I don't come back, you already know what it's in. Or I call you when I'm ready about to leave. If I don't leave at this time, call me. If I don't hear from you, then something is wrong.
Right.
This is where I am. My sisters, listen. You tell whoever you with, tell them you got a brother, right? Let them know you got a brother. Let me know where you at. Let me know when you leaving, and let them know, yeah, I told my brother's going to pick me up. Even if you making stuff up, just kind of put that on their radar, right? Most people not going to do things if they feel like you got people looking for you.
Right.
So it's just, I just feel bad for this sister, man.
Yeah.
She's cute too. She's really pretty.
And it hit hard in her family. Like you can
So
tell
sad.
through the interviews and stuff. So
Well, thanks for putting this out here now. So hopefully on We Talk Weekly, we can get them a platform to. Well, they found him, right? So they know who it is and
he's
everything,
in,
right?
He's
Yeah,
in
okay.
custody.
All right, good.
Yeah, he's in
hope-
custody. But yeah, they could still talk and say, "Hey, we wish you would have done this," or
Yeah.
you know, it's things that you can talk about because other people have gone through that same unfortunate scenario.
Yeah,
So.
for sure.
All right. This next story is the FBI the FBI is warning us that China is gearing up to attack the U.S.
Uh-oh.
I mean, y'all was talking about Trump earlier. This is what he always talk about. The FBI is warning us that China is gearing up to attack the U.S., like our energy, power grids, our transportation systems, our water systems, and our internet. The head of the FBI, Christopher Wray, says China wants to mess things up to make us panic and weaken our country. Some people aren't sure how serious the threat is, but experts agree we need to work together to stop it. Wray also says we need to team up with businesses and share information to stay ahead. China isn't just doing this for fun, they're after money and power. So we all need to be vigilant and protect our important stuff from these attacks. It's a big deal that affects everyone. The FBI also emphasizes that Chinese government cyber threats aren't just about stealing intellectual property, but also targeting critical infrastructure for the U.S.
So real quick, so are you saying that we have to be prepared for war, or you talking about this is a digital threat?
This is it's war. Like I mentioned, if it's transportation, if it's water system, energy, power grids, like only thing I didn't from the editorials and investigation is I didn't see anything about like oil
Okay.
or gas. But everything else is like that's war to me.
Yeah.
That's
no, I
not
hear
just
you.
a digital footprint.
The reason I don't believe that will happen is just a lot of Chinese people here. There's a lot of Chinese people here that's incorporated not only in our armed forces, but just in the community. They have stores here. They have families here. Families.
I'm looking at you with the
In
side eye,
position.
like
Yeah,
what
I got
they
you.
these people they
I
don't
know,
care.
maybe.
They gonna be
yeah,
like
but it'll be an all out of. I mean, remember there was a bill, this Asian hate bill, right? You know that they passed and protected a lot of people, which are inclusive of China, right? We're not just talking about China though, but it's inclusive of China, right? And a lot of the Chinese are here.
the only people they care about are the Chinese that are here, that's paying, that's sending money back home, and they'll say, "Hey, come back home." But outside of that, if they're not, if they're here, they don't claim them. They're like y'all ops now.
I hear you. Is my ignorance, but if I would think that, because we have Americans over there too, right? Well, I'm sure we got some Americans over there,
absolutely.
and so that'd be a hard pill to swallow if they attack us with Americans over there and Chinese over here. It's a lot of Chinese over in college, in our colleges, in our institutions, in the hospital. I think that would be a real. It's different to see a war between, say, for example, Ukraine and Russia, right? Versus China and America. That's a completely different conversation, completely different war, right? And so I don't think, I mean, China's just considered a superpower, right?
Yeah, I mean,
But America's considered one of the top superpowers. So
it's like the devil.
you don't want that
Like
smoke.
God
I don't
is
think
almighty. The
I don't
devil's
think they want that
powerful,
smoke.
but
I don't think they
US
want the
yeah.
smoke. But real gangsters, they'll sit down and be like, yo, like, if I release some nuclear bombs over there, I'm gonna take out half of you. And if I release some over in America, I'll probably release, snatch the whole West Coast away. So we just don't want that smoke.
Well, that's
We
why.
don't want this smoke.
That's why I preference the whole. Some people aren't sure how serious the threat is. Like FBI has said this. This is not alleged. FBI has said this. That Christopher Wray, says that we need to start protecting ourselves. But I don't know. Again, we already know about the TikTok thing and how they're,
But that was just specific to a company, not necessarily China. That wasn't targeting China, right? That's a company, a gentleman who owns TikTok, who just happened to be Chinese, right? So I'm just saying,
mean, yeah,
because I don't
yes,
want,
yeah.
Because I mean, we got friends that's Chinese, right? And they don't want the smoke. I don't think not patting our back, but it'd be a problem if somebody, it'd be a problem. It'd be a huge problem.
Well-
Because it's like we got allies too.
yeah.
So you holler at us, not only are we gonna holler at you, which we can defend our own, but now you gonna have like.
All I need to say is this. I don't know if you remember, but we were one of the first outlets that talked about the COVID.
That's right.
As far as good news, bad news,
I
it was
told 'em to
right.
close those borders.
It happened just around the time where
right.
where Kobe passed,
yeah.
and we covered it. So now we're covering this about the warning that China's gearing up to attack the U.S. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
All
God.
right,
All
next
right.
story. Next story. All right.
Shout out, but China, we don't want no smoke.
No
y'all,
smoke.
Y'all don't want the smoke either. So let's just agree to just disagree on certain stuff and keep it moving.
Play
no
good
doubt.
in the
Yeah,
sandbox.
for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Walgreens Pharmacy has agreed to pay Philadelphia $110 million. This is part of a settlement regarding the city's opioid addiction crisis. This sum will be dispersed over 5 years, aiming to support the Kensington Community Revitalization Plan and other initiatives targeting public health and safety in neighborhoods damaged by opioid abuse. Mayor Sherelle Parker emphasized that the pivotal role these funds will play in remedying the harm caused by the epidemic, directing resources towards substance use education, treatment prevention, and community engagement efforts. The city's lawsuit against Walgreens was filed in 2021, alleging that the company's involvement in perpetrating the crisis by supplying the opioids. So basically, they're saying that Walgreens was the supplier. That was the dealer. City Solicitor Renee Garcia underscored the city's commitment to holding accountable those contributing to community harm, naming Walgreens' predatory practices as a significant factor in worsening Philadelphia's opioid woes. The settlement signifies a milestone in Philadelphia's ongoing battle against opioid addiction, holding pharmaceuticals. They ain't did this yet until now. Holding pharmaceuticals accountable for their role in the crisis. Now get this. In total, Walgreens is paying out $17.3 billion to these states. And I'm going to say them fast just because it's quite a few. California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Nebraska, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, Virginia, and Wisconsin.
Who is getting the money?
Those states.
Right, the states. But who in the states are getting the money?
I believe the cities that were affected by the opioid addiction. So for Pennsylvania, I know one of those is Kensington. So it's Philadelphia.
Right. So, but that's my point, right? So who suffered from it?
The people.
The people. That's my point. So who's getting the money from the settlement?
The
So-
legislators
See,
or
that's
the
the problem.
council
That's the-
people.
exactly. That's
the
my
mayor,
pro-
And
that's
then
my
they're going
problem.
to allocate it as the parent
Exactly.
and say, oh, wait a
Exactly.
minute. We have these resources. You have to go down here, fill out this application. Oh, you have to have an address.
Now
oh,
you
you
see
have
what
to
I'm
have
saying.
this. And if you don't have an ID and that,
That's
so
right.
then, oh,
now
so
we
now
talking solutions.
I'm still,
Like, keep it going.
I'm still on the
Exactly.
street. So you're telling me that I suffered from these opioids and now here's the money because of me. And now your city is taking this money to get these streets paved and build these houses. And I can't move in because you're telling me I don't have this, and that. Is that what you're asking?
That's exactly what's it. That's exactly. I didn't even
Who
have to
gets the
say it.
money?
Who gets the money? We always had to follow the paper trail, right? And what's happening at this point is Walgreens is the fall guy, because Big Pharma is truly the issue.
Right, because who's the
Exactly.
middleman? You
That's
just
only a
the
byproduct.
corner man.
Exactly.
You the corner boy. Who's the connect?
Exactly.
Who's the plug?
100%.
Yeah. So,
100%. That's the
absolutely.
problem. That's the problem.
Right.
And so what we need to do is really follow the money trail, really follow, because if you have all these legislators suing, right,
Mm-hmm.
this civil lawsuit, then who is going to benefit from the monies that they will be receiving, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you talk about, well, I think we need to create a program X, Y, and Z when I know for sure it's people on the ground that's actually doing the work and have been doing the
Here
work.
we go. Okay, so if the opioid was through Walgreens has a data system. They usually use these systems, EMR systems like called Epic, because they're
Right,
electric
right.
medical record. Well, you had to come in there with a script. Why aren't they taking these people's information, name, date of birth, and saying, hey, let's call these people, no matter what, they are going to get housing. They are going to get rehabilitation. They are going to get food. They're going to have the resources because
about
these are the people on why we got the money.
Talk about it.
But they're not going to do that.
Talk about it.
And now
It makes
you're
too much
waiting.
sense, right?
Yeah, because now you're waiting for people who are mentally diseased, has a mental illness now
right.
because of the opioids, to walk into a center to say, I want help.
Hello.
It don't work. No.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Just saying.
I get it. Okay. All right. That's like when you talk to yourself long enough, you get the answer.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Last story. District Attorney Larry Krasner. Has Larry Krasner been on here? Up here?
I did. We
we went
did
down
have an
to.
interview, yeah.
Well, wait. That's when he first
Yeah,
started,
when
in
he
the
first,
very
exactly. There
first
you go. Yep,
started,
yeah.
we interviewed
We'll get
him.
him back on.
Yeah.
We'll get him back on. Yeah, no, for sure. We'll get
All
him
right.
back
Well, District Attorney Larry Krasner, despite facing a significant challenges in his second term, including impeachment proceedings initiated by the House Republicans and a reduction in prosecutorial power by the Democratic governor, he's gearing up for a historical run for a third term.
Okay.
That's rare, especially in Philadelphia's political
That's right.
landscape, with rumors swirling about potential challenges, including former city council member Derek S. Green, he's known for his tough on crime stance, particularly with the Northwest Coalition led by Mayor Sherelle Parker, is going to be running as well.
Oh, so Derek Green running.
I believe so.
Interesting.
I believe
Okay.
so.
We
Yes.
we interviewed Derek Green.
Yes, we did.
And so we gonna
and
get-
he was running for mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had it wasn't one that didn't come up here.
Hold on. So, Susan, when is the election?
There's one that's next week actually.
Yeah.
Tuesday,
which is,
right?
I guess, primary, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
primary.
And then the one in November is the general.
That's correct. When the primary is that district attorney? Is the primary district attorney or is that?
That's Attorney General.
No. I'm
when
saying
is
is it
the
the
primary?
primary?
I'm
Is
not
the
sure.
Primary,
Oh, who's running during
yeah.
the primary?
No. It does the district attorney run during
Oh.
the primary? That's the question.
I think.
Or is it the?
Because I did put the upcoming primaries in May of 2025 is going to be with them. So I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So I think that's the main election with the president during that time. I mean,
Probably.
I don't know. We gotta make sure. We gotta get those facts out.
Yes. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
So we just make sure. That
Well, Krasner remains silent.
No, I think that's. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
think
Go ahead.
the in November is the attorney general. on
Yeah.
that
So it
stuff.
is.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is
Okay.
right. Yeah.
So it's going to be in
General, yeah.
November.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Attorney General, District Attorney, all of that is during that time. Yep, cool. All
So
right.
while Krasner remains silent about his intentions, sources suggest he's already planning his reelection bid, signaling his commitment to continue his progressive agenda despite his mounting opposition. The upcoming primaries in May of 2025 is going to be, is it 2025 or 2024?
2025, right?
24.
2024? It'll be
For the-
November. Yeah, November. Yeah,
Yeah,
2024.
24. It's going to be an arena filled with surprises.
For 2025. But it's 2024.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
May.
Yeah.
For Philadelphia's criminal justice system.
Okay.
It's just I can see them coming up here again.
yeah.
Because they did before.
They better come up there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna run my mouth until they get up there. But what I will say is, I like Krasner. And we've been talking about how unfair the justice system is in warehousing us and people who look like us. We finally have someone who's being a little bit more partial as it relates to how we are locking these people up. These people meaning people who look like us, right? And so when you have someone who's not as stuck on old boy way of thinking, right? Then you have more solutions in trying to understand how we can remedy rehab, because that's what this thing is about. Remedy rehab. It's not just about warehousing, lock up, throw away the key. And that has been what's her name? Who was that? District attorney. What was her name? I can't think of her name. Literally, that's what she would give. What's her name?
Len?
Yeah, Lynn Abraham. Literally, she would.
That woman.
A lot of people think she need to be back here.
Oh my goodness! Don't let me start. I'm not trying to get on my soapbox. I just wanted to mention the
That was a
difference.
sad
Yes,
time.
the contrasting difference between the two. And I'm excited, not necessarily excited, but I'm glad that you have a different pedagogy, a different paradigm with the way that we assess and open the discussion for what criminal justice should look like. Right. And so when it comes to DA Larry Krasner, I like him. But that's not to say that I don't like, Derek Green either, because he came up. I liked his position. So it's just going to be a hard count. And I don't know who else is running. It's not, so it could be someone else that I'm like, oh, y'all was. It could be, your girl you used to like. What's her name that came up here too? We had so many people up here that was running for city council, running for mayor. What's her name?
Oh, you talking about
That was Lauren girl. I can't think of her name. But
Rebecca Ryan.
no, not
I'm
Rebecca Reinhardt. The other one. God, it was a lot of them.
Helen.
Helen
Helen
Gim.
Gim.
Helen
Yeah,
Gim.
Helen
Helen
Gim.
Gim.
Yeah,
Helen Gim.
yeah.
So Helen Gim
I like
came.
her. I like
I
her,
like.
but I like
Okay, I didn't
Rebecca.
know
Yeah,
that.
but
I like
she.
both of them.
Yeah, so she would have. I like Reinhardt. Reinhardt. She would have. I think she would have been a great mayor. But Helen Gim, right? I think she has the ability to do a great job as a DA. I don't know her background in law. I know most of her background was in education, but I'm not sure about law. Go ahead, says when you want to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just have correction because
Okay.
I wanted to. I don't want to,
Thanks for doing that. Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't want to confuse anybody. But the election, April 23rd, people are going to be voting for attorney general, and
Oh,
then
okay.
you have
Okay, good.
but then the ones I guess that win, they're going to go up against the Republican candidate,
Candidate. Okay,
and
got you.
right. So I
Got you.
was
Got you.
kind of mixing those things up.
No,
But
thanks
yeah,
for
you
clearing that up.
got Sajda.
Sasha Blackwell. Yeah.
She's running. You got Dwight, Sharif Street. Some
Dwight
of them are
Evans.
running unopposed.
Dwight
Yeah.
Evans, Sharice Street. Okay, yeah.
Some of them are running unopposed,
Unopposed.
but Malcolm Kenyatta,
Okay.
voting for the Auditor General. It's a lot.
And this is
So
off Tuesday.
this is Tuesday.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We is late on this. We could have had a lot of them on. But no, it's okay. So I appreciate you clearing that up. So this is the Democratic nominee. So this is going to be Democratic nominee for the DA, right? And whoever wins against them goes against the Republican nominee during the presidential election, correct? Is that right? Lauren?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So okay. So we just wanted to clear that up so you guys understood what was going on. And so, I mean, we'll see, so this is Tuesday. So make sure y'all go out to vote. Go out to vote. If you don't know where to vote, it's easy.
Oh,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Tony Fax. He's also running.
Oh yeah,
I
Tony D.
see.
Fat. Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, that's right. He is running. Right. Cool. So he's running
What
against
is
who?
he?
He's running again, Rick Kajewski
Okay.
What's he?
for the he's running for representative in the General Assembly.
Okay, good.
I can see him.
Yeah, no, he's
doing
been to the show also, friend to the show.
Absolutely.
And I like to see this. I like to see people who we have talked to in the past. They're following their journey of them running and understanding civics, and I think it's going to be important for people. That's what we're going to start to talk a little bit more about civic engagement, understanding civics. Some people don't even know what a state rep does. Right? State rep, your city council. People don't know. People literally don't know what even a mayor does, or how far her reach is, or what she's able to do. What does the DA actually do? What does the attorney general do?
We should do a little diagram
Yeah.
that it
Oh, that
can
would be
show
good.
and
Yeah.
then say, just a brief high level overview. But you know what stands out to me? Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas said he ran, I want to say 4 times
Yeah.
before he came on the show. And he was like, listen, you guys, I have ran 4 times and lost. And then he was like, I hope my voice can get out there so people can hear that what I'm doing, far as, and we're non-biased towards anyone, but he came up here, we asked those, those tough questions, he answered them, and he won the next election.
No doubt. Okay.
But we talk weekly charm.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, just listening to him though. But it definitely, it was the people are the ones who really make the decisions, and this helps it get to the people who may not, who may not have heard of an Isaiah
For sure.
Thomas. So, all right, well, that was your good news and your bad news from Classy Lady Sparkle.
That's your good news and bad news for Class Lady Sparkle. I'm your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren
And
Sizzle.
beautiful.
Classy Lady
And
Sparkle.
when we come back, we have a gentleman with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that he has been doing, the moves that he's been doing. And of course, he's in the community doing the things that he do. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this, y'all.
What's going on, you guys? This is Bridget Kelly, and you are locked into We Talk Weekly.
Weeklies After the Talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weeklies After the Talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful.
Lauren Sizzle.
And the beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
Classy Lady, who do we have today?
From the vibrant streets of Philadelphia, today we have William Young. He has led a life brimming with diverse adventures. After pursuing theater studies at Livingston College, he balanced football, fraternity life, and modeling while honing in on martial arts. Upon returning to his roots, he dedicated himself to mentoring youth in boxing and wellness, all while building an impressive resume with roles in films like The Decade and By Blood Only, as well as a memorable stage play productions such as Philadelphia. With a celebrity boxing record of 2-2, William's sights are set on becoming a champion, not just for personal glory, but for the inspiration of his beloved son. Y'all already know what to do. Give a warm We Talk Weekly welcome to Mr. William Young.
How are you, my friend? How are you?
I'm blessed. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh,
Thank you.
man, I appreciate you for coming
Awesome.
through. Appreciate you for coming through. Just real quick, man, because, you know, we've been talking a little bit about, I think this is a great transition to jump into some of the news that we reported. And we was talking about, people protecting themselves, and you heard the story. And so I just want your take on it and because I want to jump right into it. And then from there, we'll talk a little bit about your background. But I think it's an excellent conversation to have in terms of, what do you believe people can do to protect themselves, especially the young women out there, and, your thought on the story. Yeah, for sure.
I heard about this story last night. It's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
My girlfriend, she looked on Instagram and found out about the story.
Wow.
Me personally, I don't really like looking at news because it's like bad
Yeah.
news all the time.
All the time, yeah.
So it's like it's a sad story, but usually, even when I was growing up, women will always carry pepper spray.
Yeah.
And knives and stuff like that. And even my son's mother, when I was with her at the time, I carry knives, here and there. So I gave her a knife to protect herself, especially during times when she's out with my son.
Thanks for doing that. Yeah.
Even when the women today, young women that's in college, they carry pepper spray, in their bags and stuff like that. So I believe definitely, and they also should take a self-defense class.
Okay.
Like boxing or kickboxing.
Right.
So they do know, so they have something, on it at their disposal.
Yeah,
There's
for
always an element of surprise just in case somebody does try them.
Yeah.
Especially if they're out alone at night trying to get home or stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, these ladies everybody got to protect themselves, and now the way Philly is right now, jeez, yeah, you really have to protect yourself in Philly right now. It's crazy, but yeah, I think, seeing your career and some of the things that you have been doing, I want to talk a little bit about that. Shout out to celebrity boxing too. Like, we got a great reputation, great friendship relationship with the celebrity boxing, official celebrity boxing. You got to jump on that one day. I got introduce you to Damon Feldman, and get you on there. But let's talk a little bit about what got you into kind of like health and boxing and what started that career. How did you start? How did you begin?
I was always into. I grew up watching martial arts movies. I grew up watching boxers and fighters and MMA fighters.
Okay.
So, and I grew up in Philly, so I always was fighting, So, throughout high school and college, I took up martial arts.
Okay.
I took up Wing Chun, Taekwondo,
okay.
karate, Muay Thai,
Muay Thai,
kickboxing,
okay.
and then I took boxing after that. That was the last thing I took because
okay.
my hands wasn't really sharp like that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Martial arts, just like when y'all commentated between me and Dave
Right.
fighting, y'all see like he's Taekwondo.
Right,
He's
right.
just that one style. So that Taekwondo versus boxing.
Hold on, wait. Back up.
I was his opponent. That was me.
Yo, I'm
Repeat
sitting
it
here.
again?
I'm Will Stronghold.
Yes. Oh man, I apologize. I'm sitting here like I gotta introduce you to Dan.
Yeah, I
Yo,
just was
Gee,
saying.
listen. Oh my God, you what? Yeah.
Is
yeah.
that
Yeah,
Andy?
I talked to him backstage. Yeah, well, back.
My brother, yeah, cause I was like, yo, yeah, I remember now. I apologize, my brother.
It's all good.
We interview everybody. It's crazy. So let's talk a little bit about that, cause you talked to, so how was that? Cause both of you guys are in kind of like the different arts and discipline as it relates to the martial arts, right? As opposed to like orthodox boxing. How difficult was that for you to jump into a different space with that,
Well, it's like a different discipline.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that difficult at all.
Right.
It at first it does have its times.
Right.
But as I was more consistent with it, because I've been boxing for like over 5 years.
Okay.
So teaching boxing at the YMCA to the children, teaching
right.
it to adults, and I teach it for self-defense purposes.
Got you.
I don't teach it from a fitness aspect of it, because when people, it's okay to teach it from a fitness aspect of it, but when you teach it from a self-defense purpose, the fitness aspect of it automatically goes into it. But preparing for that fight and preparing, just working day in and day out, training, training of it, all of it's mental. And even when you're trying to, I know for David, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
From Taekwondo to boxing,
Right.
It was very difficult for him to, like, as far as footwork,
Right, yeah.
rhythm. Boxing is
Yeah,
like
definitely.
a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's a rhythm art of everything. So
Yeah. Wow, man, I truly apologize.
It's all good.
The one thing that and they could tell you literally, I called that round. I called the rounds. I said, you won that first round. There was no question.
Yeah.
The second round I thought was really close. So it was hard to gauge. I guess, it leaned more to him and he won the last round. So, I mean, it's a really even fight for you guys.
Right.
Did you, okay, so did you feel exhausted after that? Did you feel like this was something that you would have wanted to continue to do? What was the feeling based around that? Yeah.
Definitely, I felt a little exhausted because we're fighting with 16-ounce gloves.
Right. Okay.
So, I am going to continue. My next fight is June 8th at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Definitely, was exhausted. I definitely do want to continue with celebrity boxing. I'm in touch with Damon Feldman. Me and him, we talk, we plan things out and stuff like that as far as opponents and stuff. And I train majority of the days of the week. I train like 4 or 5 days of the week.
Yeah.
My conditioning, my health, and everything.
Right.
Take my herbs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cardio, sauna, the whole 9 yards. So prepping for a fight is very tough.
Yeah. Did you have to make weight? You had to make weight, and how hard was that for you?
It was a little bit hard. It was but staying consistent with the workouts and with my diet, it wasn't really that tough. So
Okay.
As long as you stay consistent with your diet and with training daily, making weight won't be that tough. It's all about, staying consistent and staying dedicated to, the goal, the task at hand.
Right. So I believe it's tonight. Garcia versus Haney. Yeah. So she said, yeah. So I gotta ask you, who you going with?
I believe Haney.
I'm going with Haney.
But
It's gonna be a rumble though.
yeah, it is. But you never know who's gonna come out on top.
Yeah, that's true.
Anybody with Ryan Garcia acting crazy on social media, I think he's doing it to have people to underestimate him.
Ah,
He could do it for attention purposes.
okay.
So he may come out with a surprise. He may shock the world. We never know until it actually happens. But I'm going with Haney.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Is boxing really a mental sport too?
Yes, it is.
Because I remember even at that fight that we covered, there was like a breakout. So, you know, somebody got real emotional even after like losing one of the fights, and you just let your emotions get the best of you, which is crazy. So is it, because I know even, you know, they tell some boxers don't have sex right before a fight, or you know, rest. And I mean, real talk, like it's like it really is a mental game in addition to the physicality. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, it is. Definitely no sexual activity during your training camp, during the training that you're doing, because when a man release his semen, it takes away your performance. It takes away, you know, how you move. It, you know, your stamina.
They call it semen retention,
Yeah,
right?
Yep,
yeah,
and
that's
that's
retention, yeah.
actually what I've been practicing
Practicing
as of lately,
retention, yeah.
and it's highly beneficial. A man's
For clarity as well.
Yes, it is. Also, it helps not only for physical purposes, but for spiritual and mental purposes as well. You know, imagine, you know, with semen, it has the power to create life.
Yeah.
So when we keep it in, you know, as far as spiritual purposes, it definitely helps to elevate. You know,
And going back to that fight that I mentioned, like, and we don't have to really talk. I'll just give people a background. That night of the fight, there were two gentlemen who actually fought, and we interviewed them. And you know, you got the trash talking and all that, but then after the fight, one of the gentlemen went and punched somebody else in the. Well, no, he got punched in the face, and that broke out that night.
Frankie Bakar and Mike
that
Mike
was wild.
Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a very long rivalry.
Nah.
It's like Rock and Austin. It's like Tyson and Holyfield. It's like Ali and Frazier. This is like their fourth fight in celebrity boxing. The first fight, Frankie won. The second fight, Michael won. The third bout, Frankie won the title back again. This is their last fight. This is like the final bout, and whenever they go at it, they tear the roof off that place. They go.
So, with that being said, what do you tell boxers in general how to keep your emotions under control?
I would say you definitely have to keep calm at all times. I would say meditate. Meditation is key. Breathing techniques. It definitely helps to keep your emotions, you know, grounded, you know, very calm, very relaxed.
Right.
It's definitely important to stay relaxed and focused during a fight. For some people, for some fighters, anger can benefit them. You know, like with Iron Mike Tyson, it can benefit him. But for some fighters, it can also turn against them, because
Right.
if you go against a certain opponent, they can use that against you. So it's a double-edged sword situation. So, but it's for 9 times out of 10, it's definitely important to stay calm and focus, and just to keep your energy, you know, grounded.
Right. Before C asks you about the next question, I can't help but to see your necklace. Can you tell everybody about that?
Okay, this is Tiger's Tooth. I got this from Black and Nobles on South Street.
Oh, Hakeem, my brother.
Yup.
Yeah.
I got
hi.
this. I got this. This was calling out to me when I came in there, so I got it. And stuff.
Okay.
And this is a obsidian piece. Is basically good for
Negative energy.
Yup, and protection.
Yeah.
So I'm highly spiritual, and I'm divinely protected. You know, the ancestors, God, the universe got my back. So
Yeah, no doubt. I love it. I can feel the energy on you, my brother. So what can we look for in you moving forward in some of the work that you're doing? You're still looking into more bouts, more fighting, more of the martial arts. What can we expect from you in the future?
definitely more celebrity boxing matches coming up.
Okay.
You know, I'm in the next event June 8th.
Okay.
And this event is for mental health awareness.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
You know, me myself, I'm an advocate, and other people, I'm not an advocate, but I also know about mental health awareness and
Okay.
suicide prevention
Ah.
and stuff like that. You know, when people go through things, it's and they go through their dark times, it's hard to get through that. I went through some stuff, had suicidal thoughts, but with a few people supporting me and just my willpower to never give up.
Got you.
You know, I never gave up. I thought of my son every step of the way, and you know, everything turned around for me, and I achieved absolute victory.
I wanna talk just a little bit about that because since you brought that up, most of us, especially when it comes to men, right? We don't take mental health well or resolve mental health well, right? How we normally resolve that is hold it in, or it demonstrates itself by us being physical with each other, right?
Yeah.
What do you tell gentlemen who may be experiencing some bout with mental health? How would you tell them to address that, or what would you tell them to do if they are having certain thoughts that may be destructive?
You're not alone.
Ah,
You have a right to feel how you're feeling. Anybody, it's crazy that you say that, because I had a cousin that was just going through something, and he wound up killing somebody. So he's currently locked up. If I would have known this, I would have did my best to reach out to him and help him. You know, as far as going to the gym, working out, you know, because when we go through stuff, fitness is definitely plays a big part in relieving that attention.
Right.
Hitting the bag, boxing, meditating, you know, reading mental health books,
Right.
you know, releasing trauma from what we've been through,
Right.
and also just having good energy of people supporting you to help pull you up and help uplift your spirits, to know that this is only temporary. This is only a temporary situation.
Right.
You'll get through it. Everything's going to be all right. And, you know, the storm is going to pass.
That's right.
You'll get through it. It's going to be okay. Keep your head up and never give up.
I love that. My brother, appreciate you. Is there anything you want to tell, like, those who's watching you, even because you had some fans, you turned the fans. Let me tell you something. So we're at Celebrity Boxing. We actually had the opportunity to cover it. We was really well received. People loved us down there. What would you tell the people, you know, your new fans who you had started watching, you know, like, talk to your fans, like, what would you want, you know, what can they expect from you next? You know, how can they get in contact with you, all that good old stuff? Yeah.
And more about your theater, about your acting.
Okay. Definitely follow me on Instagram at you could just type in Will Stronghold, or it's warrior _Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan _God. You know, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. That's where Super Saiyan God came from. You know, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Watching that anime and watching anime in general helped me get through a lot of stuff. Like, it teaches you, it's like the hero of the story.
Yeah.
From him being like one of the weakest characters to one of the strongest characters in the series is amazing, and it teaches us that we can progress in life as well, and we can like strive and reach our goals and stuff like that. You know, so I tell people all the time, like, you know, never give up, improvise, adapt, overcome, stay positive, and never give up. Those are the words I live by.
Absolutely. As C was saying about different projects, tell us more about your films. You were in The Decade and By Blood Only, and then also did Philadelphia. That was by Jackie was in that play?
I believe so. Because they played it. They had it in Philly a couple times. The director.
I think we were there.
Yeah, we covered that with Tony.
I might have not been there when y'all did cover it, but I
Okay.
know this was back in when I first joined.
It was a red carpet.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't there, but I definitely joined the play back in like 2014.
So how'd you get into acting?
Theater arts. I'm a theater arts major from at Livingstone College. I started doing stage plays. Once I realized that I became good at acting on stage, I realized this is something I can definitely do, you know, as far as film and stuff like that. And definitely y'all be looking for. I'm also a fight choreographer as well.
Okay.
So I can do fight scenes. So I'll basically be choreographing my own fight scenes, posting them on YouTube, posting them on my social media. So just so directors can know what they're looking for, you know. So it's dope. It's fun, and I love it. I love to, you know, give everybody what they like to see.
My last question
Would this-
is. Oh, go ahead, Sizzle.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask him, is this him?
Can you see that?
Oh gosh, you
Can you
put
see
that.
that?
Hold on. Can you see that?
That
That's
sure
not
is
you,
me.
is it?
Wow.
That was Japanese asteroids. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Go
Darren-
ahead, Sizzle found it.
Darren, oh my goodness, Darren Henson and Jackie was in that.
Yeah.
That was Japanese asteroids.
Okay.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
covered that red carpet.
Yes, I definitely was there.
Mhm.
Oh my
Funny.
goodness, and I got the picture. No, hold up. Y'all
That
about-
is
That's
funny.
us.
Yo, hold
Yeah.
up, wait. Hold up, I got some as well. Hold up. I got the
Wow.
I got the picture
That's funny.
with me and Jackie and me and Darren Henson. Here we go.
Mhm.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me pull that up.
Oh yeah, oh wow.
Yup,
Mhm.
and me and Darren Henson.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
He's a
that's
cool guy.
He
Well, we
is.
covered it. Yeah,
Yup,
because
yeah.
C did an exclusive interview with him.
Exclusive interview with him. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, no
Mhm.
doubt. No doubt. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you. I know you love your baby boy. What is it that you would want to leave legacy wise, or things that you would tell him that you wish you were told when you were growing up?
I definitely would. I definitely actually do tell him to this day to not give up, to anything that you want to do and want to accomplish in your life, as far as, you know, positive things, that you can do it. Don't let nobody tell you no. Keep striving for what you want to strive for. You know, I'm always here for you. I always love you. And, you know, just never give up.
I love that. I love that. All right, my brother, we really appreciate you for coming to the show, man. One
Thank
thing
y'all
that we
for
say,
having me.
absolutely, one thing we say on the show is once you come to the show, you're a friend to the show, so you're always welcome to come back. But we'll be following your fights and stuff like that. You know, they liked us at, you know, Celebrity Boxing, so it looked like we'll be doing more of that right off ringside. You know,
Yeah,
so-
yep. I'll definitely be in the next June 8th bout. You know, I'm fighting this guy, pretty Ricky.
Okay.
He was in the last bout
Okay.
as well. He lost to his last opponent, so I'll definitely score a knockout.
Okay.
You know.
You ready for that?
First, second round knockout, put him to bed. You know.
Hold up.
He already-
He's gonna put him.
All right, so here we go. I
Oh,
want you to look in the
shucks.
camera, right? I want you to look in the camera and tell me what you got to say to Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky is going to be a first or second round knockout. I'm going to put you to bed. You're done. Your boxing career is done. Go back to wrestling.
Oh yeah, I remember Pretty Ricky.
Ah, man.
Right, he used to do wrestling, or was it kickboxing?
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. He probably did do kickboxing. If he did,
Okay.
that's what's
I
up, but-
remember him being on the card.
No doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my brother. So how can they, one more time, how can they get in contact with you and all that good old stuff? Yeah.
Facebook, Will.
right.
On
Yeah.
Facebook, y'all can get in contact with me. Follow me on Facebook, Will Stronghold. On Instagram, you can also type in Will Stronghold or Warrior_Super Saiyan _God.
No doubt, no doubt. There you go. My guy, Will Stronghold, really appreciate you for coming to the show, my friend.
Thank
And
y'all.
like I said, one thing we say is once you come to the show, you're always welcome to come back, my friend. And
Thank you so
it's
much.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure, man. So I don't want you guys to come back because I don't want you guys to go anywhere because when we come back, we got another interview waiting for my guy Kenny. He's been patiently waiting backstage. I told him we got you, my friend. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this show.
What's going on, you guys? This is Bridget Kelly, and you are locked into We Talk Weekly.
We Talk Weeklies after the talk of WPPM on P Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weeklies after the talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful Lauren Sizzle is
Lauren
definitely
Sizzle.
in the building. We got Classy Lady Sparkle. She's walking Will Stronghold out of the studio, man. Sizzle, what did you think about that? What did you think about that?
I thought it was a great interview. I just love that everything that he's doing. I had like a whole flashback of that night because I did talk to
literally
him behind
forgot.
the
Like, I
backstage.
totally forgot that he actually fought. I thought he was about to fight, not that he was. Wow, yeah, no doubt. I called that fight too. I knew it was going to go that route. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, it was so many things going on, that night that it was just like everything is a blur.
everything is a blur. No doubt, no doubt. Well, you know what's not a blur? Our next guest. You're supposed to be on top of that. So, in any event, you ready to tell me who we got coming up on the show next?
Yeah, yes, I am.
All right, there you go. So, Sizzle, let us know who we got today. Who do we have today?
So we have Mr. Kenny J. Wilkins. He's from Englewood, Northern New Jersey. He draws inspiration from music's legends like Sylvia Robinson and Dizzy Gillespie. Beginning his musical journey in the 1990s, he's a versatile artist producing and mastering instruments. His latest single, You're a Woman, released on International Women's Day, woohoo, celebrates gender equality and women's achievements during Women's History Month. So give a warm We Talk Weekly welcome for Mr. Kenny J.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, my God. How are you, my friend? How are you?
We Talk Weekly is what it is. What's happening, everybody?
Oh, my God. How you been, my friend? How you been?
I'm living and blessed, man. I appreciate. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Cesar. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Thank you for getting me on, man. I've been great. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate your patience too.
Yes, it's a
Interview
blessing.
ran a little bit, but yeah, thanks for coming to the show, man. I like to start with one. How you feeling, man? How's your day? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm staying positive. Even though sometimes things don't go as well as great as we would think they tend to be, I'm still gonna think positive, and it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. So I'm good. I'm straight.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot going on in the world, man. And so, we gotta check on each other, my brother. So
I
you already know
appreciate
how
it.
it's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So let's jump on real quick, man.
Yep.
Some of the things because I want to get straight to
Let's
so
get
I
it.
don't forget,
Yeah.
some of the things that you have going on right now. So why don't we talk a little bit about the projects that you got going on now and what we can expect from you, brother?
Yeah. So love is all we need. I was here before.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Grateful
You
for the
friend to the
opportunity.
show though, so we always gonna talk to you. You part of the brotherhood now,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm appreciative of that opportunity, and You're a Woman. It just speaks generally to women and how we, as a culture and as the world, men, we kind of need to treat them a little better. I mean, not a little better, but a whole lot better.
Yeah.
This song really spoke to just kind of giving it an okay for a man to say, women, we support y'all.
Yeah.
So your strength, your poise, we honor. Your beauty, we honor. And, I wanted to just kind of do something to just appreciate them. Normally, in many cases, in artistry and in the industry, women kind of looking a little crazy out here, and I didn't want to have a part of that. And I just wanted them to know that they're loved, they're appreciated by God. They bring our children into this world. You know what I mean? They present or they give the world such a feminine essence. They smell good. All
No,
that.
that's right.
It's just we gotta give them their roses and their flowers right now. We can't wait till something happens. We have to appreciate them. So I wanted to make it a comfortable space. I was listening to Will and you guys talking about men in therapy. It's important, that we men that are healed put forth the energy that gives it an okay for us to say, yo, we appreciate them. Sometimes they don't get that, and I want it to be a part of presenting just a positive essence to the world.
So let's talk a little bit about that. I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah.
In turn, first I gotta somebody shout you out. You
Who's this?
Katrina, she said, "Yay, Kenny in the building."
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about
Yeah.
men and kind of like that healing and
Mm,
us being able to be vocal because you have some guys that wouldn't even have said what you just said in terms of supporting the
mhm.
sisters, right?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like that's important for us to be vocal about just not only healing but embracing love, so to speak?
It's a personal preference. I think it's important. I grew up in a household where dad was there, but he didn't, or maybe even didn't know how to kind of push me into an area that was going to allow me to flourish. I think sometimes we blame men that didn't lead us there, but then when we get there, we're not healed to push the next generation of men to the next destination. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's important that when we mature ourselves, we get the healing and the therapy that we need. Just because you don't deal with it certain ways, maybe your father or whoever, whatever man was in your life didn't help you get to that, that doesn't excuse you from just treating the next generation the same way. It's important that my son sees me being positive, that they see me not just seeing me, but kind of really putting, the plow to it, that we really given that essence of showing them that this is the way you do it. And I have daughters. I want to make sure that my daughters see that this is the way a man should appreciate you. And it's important. Men, get therapy. Before you move on to another relationship, get healing. Do not be traumatized and go into another relationship and you not get your healing that you need because you're not doing anything but perpetuating that unhealed heart. So, take that as advice and just process it and get through it. And I think it'll work for you if you work it. If you do not work it, if you're comfortable with where you are, my prayer is to you or for you. Just please make sure you're getting that healing that you need because you want the next generation to be better than you were.
Yeah, I want you to expound upon that a little bit
Yeah.
more. So what does healing look like, right? And
Mhm.
I only say that because I'm sure as men who will watch the show and all of us feel as if we can kind of heal ourselves
Mhm.
I'll just talk to the homie or
Mhm.
it's one of those things where I can handle this thing myself. I'm strong enough to handle this thing myself.
Mhm.
Part of that is embarrassment, or
Mhm.
part of it is, feeling, helpless or hopeless that what you mean I can't fix myself, right? And
Mhm.
so as men, I think we need to have more of this conversation. But what does that healing look like? Some people think that, okay, this is going to happen and then overnight is done,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And it doesn't necessarily work that way. So I want you to
Yeah.
talk a little bit more in terms of like peeling back the layers on what healing looked like for men, so to
Yeah.
speak. Yeah.
Healing for me was taking responsibility for all of the things that you contributed to. So you can't blame anybody for anything other than yourself. Healing looks like taking responsibility and putting the proper things in place to make sure you get healed. So if it calls for therapy, if it causes you exposing your dirtiness, if it causes you to have to take inventory of yourself, if it causes you to cut off some things and some individuals and some persons that are not allowing you to be healed, you got to put forth all of those things, and that'll help get you to a point where you heal. Don't be afraid to cut things off that ain't providing you with the necessary healing that you need.
Well, fantastic, man.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Um, Thank you for coming back on the show.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted
Yeah.
to know now, this is a little sidebar
Yeah.
of, from the healing part, but if you
Mm,
could collaborate with an artist from a different genre, not now, if you could
mm.
think about that artist, who would that artist be? And then what country would you choose to do it in?
Uh, mm. Um, Man, that's a hard question because I like to work with anybody. Um, from a different genre, you said?
Yes, a completely different genre.
Completely genre.
Who would it be? And then what part of the world would it be in?
Okay, so the part of the world it would probably be in is going to be Africa.
Mm,
Mm.
nice.
Um, the person, I don't know, that's hard because I could do genre. I want to do country. That's crazy, but
Okay,
Oh.
I like
that's
it.
crazy.
I
That's
mean, it's
crazy.
not because
Hmm.
honestly,
Yeah, but yeah,
country
yeah.
music has a story behind it.
That I love the storyline, and
Mhm.
crazy enough, I, I I write anything. Just to be honest, it doesn't matter. I would write folk music. It does not matter. I just love the sound. Country music has that story. The voices that you hear singing country music, I want to hear another voice sing it. But imagine having a country sort of style thing in Africa,
Mhm.
that in the patois, or uh, the accent that they will use would be absolutely crazy. I would think crazy good meaning.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I think early country music it was I think it was by black people.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't shoot. Everything that exists on the earth has come from that
Mhm.
continent. Everything,
Absolutely.
civilization came from there. So
So what started your love for music? Because music saved a lot of people's lives, either the
oh, yeah.
person as a introductor or a person as a receiver.
Mm.
It brought people out of some dark places. What sparked it for you?
Music was the thing that gave me peace. With all that chaos was going on in my life coming up, you know, music was that thing that I went to for healing, for just calmness, peace. It started very early for me. I do not remember life ever without the sound of music. My dad was a musician. Um, I even take it back to him playing, the piano, and I'm keeping time, as they would call it back in the day,
Hmm.
on a paper bag. The paper bag was my snare, and I was killing it. So I was providing him with the metronome track. We use tracks now. Back then, you get anything that you can to provide something, and that's what it was for me. So as early as I started music, or I recognized music, 5 years old,
Hmm.
sitting on the front seat of my local church in the Bronx, New York, strumming my guitar. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just wanted to play something. Had to be in the mix. Had to be. Yeah.
And what's your favorite instrument?
Oh, every one of them that I play. I don't have a favorite. My go-to one, maybe I should say that. My go-to one is going to be keyboard all the time. Sometimes songs will come acoustic guitar. Some of them, but they'll just be words and melodies that I sing. But most of the time, I'm working out my music on the piano.
Do you think that the generation of R&B has died, or do you think that that music that is now being, generated doesn't have the soulfulness that it once
Mhm.
had at one time?
Yeah, it isn't dead. I just think it is not as popular as it used to be. I think the powers that be push agendas in music that perpetuate their agendas. And positive music is not a part of our daily listening pleasure. You get a lot of disrespectful stuff. You get stuff that's not helping the agenda of our culture. It's pushing us into another area, and they give us the money just to keep it going. But we got to stop now that music is getting into the independent space. Independent space. Hopefully, it'll get to a point where it becomes honest and it becomes realistic. Who wants to be ratchet 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? At some point, you want to be calm and relaxed. You want to talk about love. I mean, ain't nobody, somebody want to be loved. Somebody want to be cared for. You need some positive energy. You know what I mean? So hopefully at some point it will get to that level. So I'm going to be a part of that. I'm going to be a part of that positive music. Yeah. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on, because now we have so many different things that are going on when it comes to the industry,
Mhm.
and so many different artists are
Mhm.
affected by basically the things that are going on, and I'm trying to say it without saying it,
Mhm.
but just the things that are going on with the secret society, and a
Mhm.
lot of artists are traumatized to the point where
Mhm.
it affects their career.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the effect of some of these things that are going on, and how it's just kind of destroying artists right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it this way: everything that's in the dark will come to light at some point. I don't know what the intricate details of any one of those situations are, but everybody ain't lying and everybody ain't telling the truth. So let's just say that. Um,
No, that's right.
let's just be honest about it. My hope is that the true essence of what music is supposed to do, the true artists that exist, we use our gifts to promote change. That we use our gifts that we're God given, that we didn't work for. We just given a gift. It's a responsibility that we have as artists on whatever genre that you have is to provide light, provide hope, provide healing for people that listen to your music. So my hope is that, when we get into this space, and not just a space, not just a little space, we need this thing to be so huge where every time something comes out, it provides a level of healing and a level of peace and a level of love, a level of positivity. We want those things. We want those things. So for me as an artist, I do not want to be a part of ratchetness. I'm sorry. I think our community as a whole is so valuable. We are so rich with so many different things. I want to be on the end of promoting positivity and positivity, promoting truth.
Shout out, so I gotta say, I gotta shout out some of your folks because they
Yeah.
flooding it.
Yes, they are.
Hold on. Shout out to Kimberly. Shout out
Yeah.
to Kimberly. Kimberly been shout out
Yeah,
to
she's been down.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Look, Elise, Katrina.
Elise.
Oh, so
Yes.
Katrina Hurts, Kenny and Kane Brown collab.
Yes.
So does Katrina sing? What do Katrina do? Because she's
Katrina,
flooded. Shout out to Katrina.
Katrina is the hardest working PR person in the industry. The Kick Up Your Hills crew do they thing. You hear me? They are the one that pushes the agenda. They want the positive music. So
That's what's up.
I'm grateful that they push so hard at talent that they see. I'm grateful that I'm not arrogant and big headed about it. I'm appreciative of all the help that people provide. Elise, Kim, everybody, reach everybody that comes on to support. They want to see the positivity of this music get to a bigger mass.
Fantastic. So I just needed to shout them out because
Yeah, that's dope.
it's important. I'm really big in giving people their flowers, right?
Yes.
And you know this. You've been on our show.
Oh, for sure.
So when it comes to the things that we do and the love that we get, right? We wouldn't be able to continue to do what we do if we didn't have the love, right?
Absolutely.
And so it's important to amplify and highlight those who's been giving it, right?
Mhm.
And so I want to shout your folks out,
For sure.
showing you that love, man.
For
That's
sure.
important,
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
they hold you down. And so when it comes to, man, the future and the future of music, and music is changing so much. But I do want to back up to the country music part, right?
Yeah.
Look, let me shout Kimberly out again because shout out to Kimberly. Shout out to We Talk Weekly.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Yes. Dope.
So let's talk a little bit about, because I want to circle back to country, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got Beyonce, Country Carter. What's his name? Cowboy Carter. What is it? Country Carter.
Cowboy Carter.
Yeah, Cowboy Carter. Right. What's your thoughts on that and the pushback that she's been getting from different communities? Of course, the Black community supporting her. That's she the queen. She's the queen
She's
for
doing
us. You know what I'm saying? And so, what's your thoughts on the pushback and the so-called hatred that she's been getting from the quote-unquote country community? When honestly, I don't want to go there with it, but what's your thoughts on that?
But that's been happening since the very beginning of time. Anything that was hot back in the day that we were the protagonist of. Let's go back to New Edition. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what transpired and what was the byproduct of that group back in the day. I'm not going to say how many times we were responsible for creating a certain sound that was tried to be mimicked in other genres of music. I'll answer it that way. That's been happening since the beginning of time. It's unfortunate that we're still seeing that today. Nobody owns any genre of music.
That's right.
Nobody. You should be able to sing folk music. It don't matter. Right now, today, I could drop a country song. Right now, today. So I think the bigger part of it is that we have to be in it. I don't care if they say you can't do it anyway. Not if it's a part of the bigger scheme of things to try to help and try to create some. How many people of our culture don't listen to country music? How would Beyonce doing something like that help that genre of music get a bigger audience? Why wouldn't that be something they want to happen? So they're just trying to keep their hand around something that they believe they own. Sound and country music and style and all of that stuff is not owned by anything. You know how many black country artists that are singing right now? Country. So,
And I think that with Beyonce being on the scene, it has now magnified them because now more people were like, "Oh, it's other
it's
black
okay.
artists." Yeah, so now, yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. So
Yeah.
they've been now getting more recognition
Hmm.
because K Michelle also threw her hat in the ring with
Hmm.
country music, I
Hmm.
believe, as well, from a mainstream
Yep.
singer. So I think it's yeah, it's sad that, like you said, if you go back, if you peel the onion enough, you'll
See,
find out where the
yeah,
origination of it
yeah,
began.
that's
So
right. Take a peek back into history and all the music and all the things that they tried to create with different groups and different things and different people that they tried to kind of emulate something. They just
what
wanted
did
to just.
Elise say?
I'm trying to move past that because Elise is crazy.
She said, "I don't like country music, no matter who
Right,
sings
and
it,
I'm
and
white.
I'm white."
That's funny. Shout out to Elise. We love her. Shout out to Elise.
Yo.
Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Ha-
So let's go back. It's there. I think it's fair to say everybody should have a chance at doing anything that they want to. It's a free country. You think the way you want to, serve who you want to, however that works out. So it shouldn't be a cap on it and all
Right.
that.
I always say that born and raised in Philly, if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere.
Absolutely.
How did Inglewood, New Jersey do that for you?
Well, individuality. You could not be in Inglewood and sing like anybody else. Couldn't do it. You had to have your own style. There's nobody in Inglewood with the same style. You know if they from Jersey because they have something about them that like that cat's got to be from somewhere up top, as they would say from down here. You know it. You feel it. You understand it. They have a different vibe to them. But you had to be on point with what you did. You could not. You can't be slighted at all. You can't be almost there. You got to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic, man.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, man, shout out to Elise. Elise said, I'm honest, man. I like Elise. I like your folk. Kimberly better start watching all the time. I like
Yeah. I think she's gonna be a host on y'all or something. She's
she
gonna
can
do
definitely
something.
come on. You already know how we play. But you
Yeah.
always you part of the show. Now you was on our
Yeah.
New Year's
Yep.
Eve thing, right?
Yep.
You gotta come back. You already know that, right?
Hey, just send me the invite.
Hey,
I'm there.
oh,
Believe
you
me.
did, yeah, you definitely
Send me
a
there.
co-host to the New Year's Eve
Yeah,
thing.
man. Thank you.
But when what can we expect from you in the future, right? Do you
Mhm.
foresee your music changing or morphing? Is it something that you've been hearing that became a little bit more inspired and you want to play around with, some music, some instrumentation?
Mhm.
What is it that's out there that got you really excited?
Well, different genres of music kind of reinterpreted like me. So we talked about Beyonce and how she did the country thing. I just want to do something a lot that's going to change the diameters, that's going to get people listening to what I do. Um, I like R&B. I love it. I probably never stay away from it, but I incorporate all of that stuff in my music anyway. So um, I just want to just make sure I stay relevant, stay talking about love, stay talking about positivity, stay talking about peace, stay talking about loving your lady. Ladies will never, ever, ever, ever forget that. I am a person that kind of hones in on making sure the ladies know that they appreciate it.
Yeah.
So many artists think they got to go somewhere else. I don't want to disrespect them and have them sprawled across my car half naked.
Yeah.
I ain't into that. I think they want a man to really love them and cherish them for the jewel that they are. So I'm probably more or less going to kind of maybe veer off a little bit, but that's going to just be my core right there.
No doubt. You got women in the thing, Hercules, and they loving you right now. Shout out to
Yeah.
Kim. She said, I love coming. Kimberly, you know we love you to death. Oh, you already know. And so,
Yeah.
as you say that, we're going to have you do something, man.
What?
You already know you're going to have to pull something out the bag and,
Something about? Oh shoot.
Yeah,
So
you already know you got to hear something.
okay, hold on a minute. So I'm preparing just for the people to know. Preparing for this big show we got coming up in Kansas City. Um, Myself and Roger Ortega has got something popping off in Kansas City. So we got a spot that we're trying to kind of make happen. So I'm preparing now for the show. So what you want to hear?
What you want to pull out right now? Something that everybody they. This is you. We gonna give you.
All
We
right.
gonna give you the the opening. Like we gonna pop the
Okay.
bottle and say whatever you feel like you want to choose that you want to bless
Let's
the
do
folks
this.
who's watching. There we go. My
Let's
God.
do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hey, hey. Let's do this right here. We're gonna sing Joe. Rather have love, right? Song says this. Hey, hey, rather have love. Just clap your hands. Hey.
Yeah.
Song says this. I was cool in the streets. I was cool in the clubs. Real talk of what thinking, but now love. Hey, I didn't want nobody trying to partake in my stuff. I thought an occasional one night stand would be enough. Until I met this girl and she ruined my philosophy. It's like I got to love me when she comes around. Oh, I never thought that I'd be ready to settle down. I was about to find myself a love till I find myself alone. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute to fall, but I'd rather have love than nothing. Oh, I'm ready for a love of my own. I can't stay in the streets forever, even though I want to. Just see us together. I'd rather have a love, yeah, than have a life of life. Hey,
Hey. That was
come
hot.
on
Yo,
now.
that's hot.
Hey, yes.
Yo, that one
Turn
right
this into
there.
a whole vibe.
Yo,
Yes, the
Come on, salute.
two-step.
Come on,
Yo.
we got to rock that.
yo, you gotta
Yo.
send that to us, but
Oh man,
yo,
it's gonna
listen.
be dope.
I'm gonna tell you how much I like that. We
Yeah.
going I think we gonna make that how we come on the show.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's about
Yes.
time for us to pivot with a
vibe.
new little situation. I
It's
like
vibe.
that.
It's
Yo,
vibe.
That was
yo.
hot. That
We
was
got
hot.
Yeah.
that's grown, mature, healed,
Ah, man.
informative music that's gonna help us get to where we want to go. So that's what it is, man. Grown folk.
Yeah, grown folk. There you go.
Grown
Marty
folk.
said it. Yeah.
Yeah, Marty.
The
Yeah,
grown folks.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
listen. Yeah, I think we gonna have that as our little intro for now
Come
on.
on, come on. I got you.
Ah
Yes.
man, that was hot. That was yo. That's our vibe
Come
too.
on.
Grown folk. We like
Yeah,
the
grown folk. So
that
yeah,
was
that's what
dope.
it is. So hey, well,
Man.
we going to Kansas City with it. We're gonna have a show. We're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, grown music, and celebrate Roger Ortega's birthday. We're gonna have a great time. So keep
That's
us in
dope.
prayer, as the church first will say. Keep us in prayer. We're gonna have some fun for sure.
Yo, that's dope. Yo, I really like that.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that again. The Kansas. Talk about that again.
Yeah, Roger Ortega is another phenomenal artist under the Kick Up Your Heels roster. He's has got a 50th birthday he's got coming up in Kansas City, and we're gonna go out there and have a great time and celebrate him and his wife and his kids and everybody, his family. Everybody's gonna be out there. Gonna have a great time and enjoy. It's gonna be dope for sure.
No
Yeah.
doubt. Nah.
Wow.
Man,
Yeah.
listen. Yo,
Wish I could go.
you got we was in here. I done fell in my seat.
Yes.
Listen, I done fell in my seat.
Yeah, that's dope.
Listen, man, this
Yeah.
is
That's
what
the
we
vibe
do,
right
man.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a vibe. That's definitely a vibe.
Mm.
Shout out to I gotta shout out all the folks who watch it. All your folks,
Yeah.
man. They your folks is a vibe, dog.
Yeah,
Listen,
man. Yeah, man. Marty A. Johnson, another phenomenal individual that got that Marty A. Johnson
Some
show
at the
popping.
top.
Yeah.
Amplifying. Go ahead, talk a little bit about Marty A. Johnson. Holler at him. Yeah.
Yeah, Marty A. Johnson. He's got this show he's got popping. Check him out, Marty A. Johnson. He's dope. Just check him out. He's right there. Check him out. He's fire. He's got a show popping on YouTube, I believe it is. So
There you
y'all go
go.
check him out. Marty A. Johnson. That's dope.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, for sure, for
yeah,
sure. Shout out, I
yeah.
love Kim. Hey, Kim, I love you, Kim. Kim, I love you. There you go. Katrina
Yeah,
said
man.
such a fun Saturday night.
Yeah,
That's how we do it here. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Shout out to Philly in the
yeah,
building. We definitely in the building. But like you
yeah,
already know, man. You
Yeah, shout
yeah.
out Inglewood.
yeah,
Is
Inglewood.
this
Shout
Shout
out to
Inglewood.
Inglewood.
Hey,
Yeah,
salute.
Yes.
Stand
Inglewood.
up, Jersey. Let's get it, man. Inglewood, New Jersey. That's what
Yeah.
07631. That's the zip. Inglewood, New Jersey. Let's
No
get it.
doubt, no doubt, no
Mhm.
doubt. So there you go. One more time. How can I get in contact with you, my brother, and all that, and all that good old stuff,
Yo,
bro?
Facebook, Kenny J. You can reach me there. You also can reach me at Kenny J. Wilkins on Facebook. Instagram is going to be Kenny Wilkins. TikTok is going to be Kenny J. Wilkins with the number 7. And the newest thing is going to be my website is KennyJmusic.com. Check them out.
There you go. That's my brother from another mother right
For
there.
sure, man.
You know,
Salute
and
y'all. Thank y'all so
yeah,
much.
I mean, we
Thank y'all
appreciate
so
you for
much.
coming on the show. One thing that we
Yeah.
always say is once you come to the show, you're a friend to the show, but you already know all that stuff.
Family,
man.
I get it.
You the family,
Yep.
brother.
Family,
No
family,
doubt.
family,
So
family.
listen, I don't want y'all to go anywhere. When we come back, we got the sizzle, man. This was a dope. I love this show. We got a new, we
Dope.
got a new soundtrack. We coming to the thing, man. We want to talk to you because I'm trying to tell you, man. We gonna put
Yeah.
something up. I think we gonna use you as our new intro music, man. I really
Dope.
like it. I love what you
I
do.
got you.
Plus, you the family, man.
I appreciate it, man. Just say it.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing. You got it. No problem.
So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back, y'all. Holla at your boy Earl.
Peace.
Yeah. PMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We talk weeklies after the talk with your boy Charles Gregory and beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful.
Classy Lady Spark?
That was my guy, man. We going so I don't know if y'all ever heard our intro music when we come on this show, and it's with the legendary Kindred the Family Soul as we had that for a few years,
And it's dope.
and it's dope, right? And so that's why we have it on there. But I really like that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
music,
it was-
it was a vibe, and I think it'd be a vibe to come on to that now. So we're gonna talk a little bit, give him a little nod, give him a little shout out. It's 2024, and we got some things in store. We got something big that's about to drop. Hopefully, crossing the fingers. But in any event, Lion Sizzle, you ready for me?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so you ready? Well, give
Yeah.
it to me early.
Yeah, that song is definitely going to be a summer bop. So I love that song. Make sure you guys subscribe right now. Go to We Talk Weekly on all social media platforms, podcast platforms, you name it, we're there. So go there, like, share, subscribe. And if you want to support us even further, you can hit us up on our Cash App, $ We Talk Weekly. No donation is too great or too small. And just know that your donation goes to support what we do. Nothing in life is free. So just support what we do. Will Smith, he did a surprise performance at Coachella. He performed his 1997 hit song Men in Black from the film of the same name in the middle of reggaeton singer J Balvin's alien theme set. Will came out dressed in his Agent J character from the film, and the crowd just went crazy. They loved it. Well, Will closed out his performance with the famous memory erasing neuralizer from the film, when he would hit the thing and it just erased your memory. So that closed out that little performance. But Will's Coachella performance is one of the most recent things he's done leading up to the release of Bad Boys 4, co-starring Martin Lawrence. So after making the announcement that the film wrapped in March, Will has continued to post pictures, teasers, and do interviews, and now he's doing live performances. So Bad Boys 4 drops in June 7th in theaters. So make sure you guys go and check that out. As Cat Williams said, 2024 is going to be the year of exposure, and things being done in the dark is going to be coming out in the light. Well, when it comes to beefs, Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion's beef kicked off this year. We all remember that, the hiss and that, and all the crazy tweets and all that went out. Now, the Kendrick Lamar Future versus Drake and J. Cole beef continues as Drake's latest diss track gets leaked. So there's so many different layers and levels to this, but for the sake of time, the beef it's been going on a little bit, but it kind of ignited after Drake and J. Cole dropped First Person Shooter. J. Cole said the top 3 rappers in the song, he said the top 3 rappers of this generation was K-Dot, Drizzy, and him. Well, apparently Kendrick didn't take too kindly to that. Kendrick, Future, and Metro Boomin, they collaborated to drop diss track like that, which was pretty dope. And that Kendrick was basically like, F the big 3 ninja is me.
Yeah,
So-
it's just
Yes.
me. I like it.
Yes. He
That's
said
my guy
it's
right
just
there.
big me. Yeah, so J. Cole dropped diss track 7-Minute Drill, only to later issue an apology. So a lot of fans was mad. They were going in on J. Cole after that. They started saying that he lost because he issued that apology. He was like, no, you lost after that. But J. Cole was basically saying after that, it just didn't sit right in his heart after he dropped that track. So basically, they just kind of like, you lost, you're done. So after Drake's diss track dropping Give Me 50, well, it was leaked. Many people gave the trophy to Drake after that. They were like, oh, he won. His bars were pretty hard on that one. He was kind of going in mainly on Kendrick Lamar. Then Rick Ross chimed in with a track of his own.
That was funny, though.
Yes, and he claimed that Drizzy got a nose job and his abs done.
White boy.
So
They
it-
call
it-
it white boy BBL. Yo,
Yes.
Yo, Rick Ross is crazy. Yo, that was funny. I said, what?
Yes.
I'm sitting here like, what's the beef between him and Rick Ross? I'm like, how did Rick Ross get into it?
Get in
Yo,
this.
is wild.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's why I was saying there's so many different layers and levels to it. Like I know that Kendrick Lamar and Drake, they kind of had this little low key beef going on that kind of stemmed from back in 2014. And apparently, I guess they've been kind of sneak dissing each other on low tracks or whatever. And so this, I guess, has been brewing for a long time, the Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing. But so many people just kind of jumping in it because Drake was coming at Future. Like, your biggest hits, is stuff that I put out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he said the Metro Boomin, he was just like, shut up and make some beats. So it's just pretty crazy. Like, what do you guys think? Who do you think won?
I'm a Kendrick fan, so
Yeah.
it ain't no rap. I mean, he came by himself with all he said. It's just big me. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. So
I
shout
saw-
out to Kendrick.
I
Go
saw a
ahead.
post that Snoop put up that he was like, "How I get in this?"
Yeah.
So what was that about?
That's funny.
What did you see that?
Look. I was gonna say, are they
He
bored?
said, are they
ain't
bored?
Yeah. The funny thing is they need. Yes, I mean, if you think of what's going on in the rap industry, like, it is, boy. It's nothing happening for real. It's not- outside of Diddy, what else is going on?
Lil
Yeah.
Uzi performing at Coachella.
Ah, man, that was a little much.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think now, and then I think I heard people saying, even with the other beefs with like Benzino and Eminem, people were like, they too old to be beefing. Like, who want to listen to that? Nobody want to hear that.
Yeah, it's like what the Eminem? When I tell you that Benzino. Well, I'm like, why are you obsessed with Eminem? He's obsessed with
He's
Eminem.
yeah. I've heard
I,
him.
he's obsessed with Eminem. I like Eminem. I actually like Benzino too. I think,
Hmm.
honestly, I think it's a way that because
Benzino ain't
he's
get his
relevant.
flowers though.
That's what I.
For the swords, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't think people
Absolutely,
have
absolutely.
really,
He's keeping himself relevant. I can tell you that much.
but he's definitely contributed to the culture.
100%. It's
But-
no doubt, no question.
I don't think he gets that recognition though. Like, in my opinion, I don't. And then
Yeah.
as you get older, you get pushed out.
Yeah,
So
Mhm.
yeah.
he's definitely staying relevant though.
Well, I think he had a big
Yeah.
scandal with his daughter, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, she was disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's certain things you just don't put out. I mean, well, these days they put everything out there,
Right.
but it's kind of like that shit that you don't.
And what his daughter is
What is it? Corey
LeRae?
Corey
Yeah, Corey LeRae.
Corey LeRae, right?
And I think she said something like, how you asking me for money? It's like, yo, like you my daughter. You my daughter. Like what are you talking? I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird that you would do that right now. But
Hmm. Yeah, it's a little crazy, but like Upscale PR said,
they bored.
are bored. They might be bored. They might be bored. I know the rap beefs have been a way to keep people relevant. You just come out of the woodworks, and I don't know. For me, I just feel like they're in on it. Like they just kind of. I feel like for the most part, they're like, all right, we cool, because it's like Future and Drake. I don't understand that part, but like maybe they're just like, all right, we cool. Let's just agree to create this rap beef, this tracks against each other. Then at the end of the day, we're gonna squash it. We're gonna be cool.
Wasn't it Drake and Chris Brown at one time?
Yes.
And they was beefing over Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, they be bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drake needs life though. Drake always beefing with somebody. I'm not a Drake fan, but I mean, you can't deny his catalog at this point,
Even if
But I
Mhm.
just feel like he just always into something. I don't know.
did he get a BBL?
Hey, he came out with them abs from nowhere.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, he got the stomach thing done, and I heard he got his nose done.
What?
Yeah, that's what Rick Ross said. Rick Ross said
Yeah,
Drake
that's
got
what
his
Rick Ross
nose
said.
done and his stomach, his abs done. But he put a picture of his new nose, and it looked like he got his nose done. I mean, yeah, I guess allegedly.
Well,
You
if he
know,
got it done, he got it done.
Yeah, that's why I said what's wrong with that. Well, Rick Ross is trying to say though, like, you trying to run away from your black side, because your black side was your dad's side, right? And so
Rick Ross need to stop.
I know. It
His-
was funny though.
Man, and
It was funny.
I don't know why I'm about to bring her up, but I see his one of his baby mom. Is it Kim?
Oh yeah.
She be on there tripping too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Funny.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's like they the same person.
Because she was saying something about they were asking her how she knows what she knows, and she was just like, "Oh, that's pillow talk. When he wants some food, want me to fix some sandwiches, he kind of talk, or like his schedule is off or something, so he's up all night or whatever."
So he like her cooking.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but she is hilarious. Well, the Celebrity Sizzle Award of the week goes to you got me right. Jalen Hurts. He donated $200,000 to 10 Philadelphia school district schools to purchase air conditioners for the schools. So after making the donation, Jalen spent the day at Edward Gideon School in the Brewerytown section of Philadelphia, and he hung out with the students. So this school is one of the 10 schools getting some of the 300 air conditioners. And Jalen said, "The least I can do is what I'm doing now. This is my duty." Superintendent Tony Watlington Sr. said, "This is a win for the school district of Philadelphia, and we can't say enough. Thank you, Mr. Jalen Hurts." But this couldn't have come at a better time when we're about a month into spring and the summer months are right around the corner. So the school district has in the past had to dismiss over 80 schools
Yeah.
early
The heat.
due to extreme heat. So the students at these 10 schools, they might be mad when their school doesn't close early due to heat because now they got those air conditioners. So
Yeah.
But my
messed
question
up.
is, okay, so the lottery, all that money goes to elderly, that money goes to schools, so there's sugar tax. What's up with just putting in a central air system in these schools? Like,
get it.
I can't understand how we're in 2024 and with all of the innovative HVAC stuff we have, and you have people who can do it voluntarily, donate the equipment. So I'm not really talking like a money thing unless they'll say, hey, it's going to cost XYZ to put it in these schools. Like during the summer when school's out, why can't you do it when school's not in session? You know, during that 2 months that kids don't go. Like, is it, talk to me. Is it just something that I'm thinking? Why can't they put these, you know what I mean? Like this is, you got old houses, row houses that didn't come with air conditioning systems. Now people spend whatever amount from whatever 4,000, 10,000 to put them in. Why aren't we putting them in these schools? Why are kids at this year of 2024 still getting, or 2023 still getting postponed for school because it's too hot?
Well,
Right.
next show we'll answer that because that's our time. That's our time. Lauren Sizzle, that's the sizzle.
I'm your girl Lauren Sizzle, and that was the sizzle.
That was the sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's throw these 2 comments up real quick. So Kimberly saying, right, make it make sense. I know that's right. Make it make sense. I love Kimberly though. She already know. And of course, upscale PR, aren't most of the schools old and what they have to rebuild? No. We'll talk a little bit about that because I think we're gonna have some people from the school district here to talk a little bit about that. I know most of these schools had asbestos ridden, but they didn't close them down. They didn't break them down. They just kind of, closed off a section, cleaned it up, and opened that section back. And so that's kind of one of the things that we need to talk about and how we're going to clean and rebuild Philadelphia. But I'm your boy, Charles Gregg, with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
And this is We Talk Weekly after the talk of WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weeklies after the talk. And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. We see you next week.
We talk.